Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation is from Rag Gaudi Bairagan Kabir Ji. It's a variation on Gaudi called Bairagan. The compositions are still those of Bhagat Kabir. This is the 45th in that series of Gaudi Kabir Ji, and the recitation. It begins with Ik Oankar Satgur Prasad Jivat Pitar na Manai Kou Muhe Sarad Karahi Pitar bhi bapre kaho Kyun paveh Kaua kukar khahi मोको कुशल बतावो कोई कुशल कुशल करते जग बिन से कुशल भी कैसे होई माटी के कर देवी देवा तिस आगे जियो देही ऐसे पितर तुम्हारे कहिए आपन कहे न लेही सरज्यो काट है निर्ज्यो पूज है अंत काल को भारी राम नाम की गत नहीं जानी पै डूबे संसारी देवी देवा पूज हैं डोल हैं पार ब्रह्म नहीं जाना कहत कबीर अकुल नहीं चेतया बिखया स्यों लपटाना देवी देवा पूज्य हैं डोल हैं पार ब्रह्म नहीं जाना कहत कबीर अकुल नहीं चेतया बिखया स्यों लपटाना Kabir Ji, as is his wont, is attacking some social practices, especially the one that is called Shrad, which is to show respect to the older generation that have died. These are post-death annual ritual feasts in their memory. So Kabir says, Jivat Pitar na Manai Kou. So when your ancestors, meaning your parents perhaps, or your elders were alive, you showed absolutely no respect towards them. Muhe sarad karahi, and then when they are gone, you have these post-annual ritual feasts in their memory. And he goes on to say, and this is the Rahau, पितर भी बपरे को क्या पावे कौआ कुकर खाही मोको कुशल बतावो कोई कुशल कुशल करते जग बिन से कुशल भी कैसे होई. This is the Rahau Pankti. Tell me, someone tell me, Kabir says, how to obtain spiritual satisfaction. That is what kusal is, well-being. Tell me, Moko kusal batavo koi. Everyone talks about spiritual satisfaction, and the world has actually come and gone, and yet it has not been able to obtain true satisfaction. So the point being made by Kabirji is that rituals, whether they're in memory of ancestors, as this one he's talking about, really don't matter. They're not going to give you the spiritual satisfaction, the anand, the sahaj that the world is looking for, because after all, when you perform these feasts, Kabir says, Pitar bhi bapare, they're helpless. They're not here. Who is going to end up eating that meal? Kawa kukar. Crows and dogs are probably going to feed on them. And then he now proceeds to another ritual practice, idol worship. Mati ke kar devi deva. You make them out of clay. Devi deva, goddesses, gods that you have created. Tis aage jio dehi. And then you place yourself, you prostrate yourself in front of them. Aise pitar tumhare kahiye, aapan kahya na lehi. He says, Aise pitar tumhare kahiye. You treated them like clay idols. In other words, you did not pay attention to them. You just touched their feet as a matter of custom. You prostrated as a matter of convention. There was no real respect for them. Sarjiyo kaat hai, nirjiyo puja hai, antkal ko pari. Sarjiyo kaat hai. You kill living creatures. Nirjiyo puja hai, but you worship idols that have no life in them. Kabir warns them and says, Antakal ko pari. You will face the consequences at the moment of death if you continue like this. Ram naam ki gat nahi jani, pair doobe sansari, pair doobe. You will drown in fear. Fear of death is what really moves all of us. So Kabir is saying, Ram naam ki gat nahi jani. You haven't understood the essence of Ram naam, self-knowledge, of being settled. You don't even care to understand what it means to cultivate these divine virtues. But you continue to worship Devi Deva Puja Dole. Par Brahm nahi janna. You're bending to gods and goddesses who themselves worship the Supreme Being, but you don't. You don't pay attention to that. Kahat Kabir, Akul nahi cheteya. Akul, the one who doesn't have a family, meaning the one, the only one. Nahi cheteya. You have not brought that to your mind. You have not reflected. You have not contemplated on the one that permeates what is seen, the world of phenomena, which is ever changing. You have not seen the other side of phenomena. They're linked. But that is true. And what you see with your senses is not lasting. This is ever changing. So Kabir says, Kahat Kabir, says Kabir, Akul nahi jetya. You haven't remembered that Akul, that one, who is after all your ancestor. Bikhya syon laptana. Instead, you cling, Bikhya, to the poison of Maya. So Bikhya, again, used to denote the ego, because it is toxic, it is poisonous. It creates attachments, desires, and it lives on fear of death, because the ego doesn't want to die. And it is the ego that we eventually want to make die to itself, that is. On that note, until the next time, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.